Yeah, exactly. I agree, Wind. That is what I based my assumption off. I was like, wait a minute, same frame. And then I looked at their abilities and stuff and I broke it down and I was like, ooh, I think I'm onto something here. And then I put the video out and triggered a whole bunch of people. They were like, you can't beat Alpha? That's not okay. And now Alpha, it's just widely accepted that Alpha is weak. But back then, Alpha was the god of PGR. So funny. Lotus needs sword waves. They had that patch, it was in the beta. The actual beginning beta of the game before the game came out. Lotus had sword waves. And then they were like, nah, fuck Lotus. No sword waves for Lotus. To be fair, the whole game looked a lot shit then. It didn't look good back then. Wait, Alpha? You mean Lotus? Well, here's the thing, right? So lore-wise, there was some rumor that apparently this frame was a bit of a rush frame, and it wasn't as strong, it wasn't the actual Alpha frame. But I don't know, I never confirmed that properly whether that was the case. But it's identical to Alpha. Like, it's literally Alpha frame. So, Alpha never got a new frame. This is the same frame. Don't ask me why she's got a different body shape and she's taller and stuff. They just decided that they wanted to make her look different, I guess. Because she didn't get a new frame, so it's the same frame. And that's part of her lore. You can see everything's like tattered and wrecked because she's on Earth now. She has to survive and use what she has. So there's no replacements, there's no new frames, none of that shit. This is all the same. So why can she be way stronger than Lotus if it's the exact same frame? So clearly Lotus must be able to be the same strength at some point. This was just a mistake. They were like, upgrade. Wait, go back. I think anytime you see her in Dawn in the story, she just basically gets one shot. She just gets wrecked, and then she goes straight back to Lotus frame. And then Lotus frame is better. It's pretty bad. And then even in the trailer for this plume, she just gets absolutely just wrecked by Alpha day one. So where does that lead us? Back to Lotus. Yeah, Alpha doesn't use the punishing virus at all. Because she hates it. So it's all her own power. That was the other thing. Like, there's no... Any way I looked into it, lore-wise, literally Alpha is just Lotus in terms of power. So I was like, well, why is Lotus weaker? That doesn't make sense. She just got more experienced. I heard Rexcellent say everyone was like speculating on... I can't even remember what it was about. But they were like, the next Lucia, they're like, fuse Alpha and Plume for the ultimate Lucia. And then Rexcellent was like, you know who that would be? That would go back to Lotus, the original Lucia. I laughed pretty hard at that. Okay, so you know how we're getting like lore teams now? How we got like Vera, and then it's gonna be like Noctis and 21 Lightning team. And for Fire team, we have Liv, and then we have Lee coming. So who's gonna be next? I would laugh so hard if they just buffed Lotus. New meta Fire team. Just give her sword waves again. Too many signs point to Lotus being ultimate Lucia. Even Dawn. Look at all her skills. They're all Lotus. It's all Lotus skills, because Lotus better. But yeah, that's what drew my interest. That's why I ended up trial and error and stuff. That and I actually enjoyed the Lotus gameplay in the first place. Otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. It would have just benched like Watanabe and all the other forgotten characters that don't exist. Nanami. Karen. Ayla. Dawn. Who else? Other Watanabe. Oh god, so many characters that just get ignored. Okay, so minor spoilers. Alpha doesn't use the punishing virus still. If you see her arm, she contains it in her left forearm, I believe. She can use it if she wants, but like the punishing virus is Alpha's bitch, basically, not the other way around. She's like, I want your power, give it to me. And the punishing virus is like, yes, I simp for you. That's pretty much the relationship between Alpha and the punishing virus. But then there's lore bits about how she can never sleep properly because otherwise it will go out of control and all this stuff. So, seems a bit far-fetched, but I'm not the lore maker. But essentially she has full control over it, and she doesn't really have the punishing virus anymore. It's just contained to her forearm. Yeah, there's many people that want Watanabe to have an S version. He's still got a lot of fans. I think he might make a comeback, it is possible. But I think he's been benched for quite a while. The only character I don't ever see them doing anything with is Lotus. Because they pretty much just straight out tried to kill her off. But like everyone else... Oh. Even Dawn got a buff. Doesn't make any sense, but she did. Dawn doesn't exist. She's dead lore-wise. Dawn was just a bad frame for Lotus. So... But yeah, everyone else, who knows if they'll get buffs. I would say most characters would. If they do the co-op boss, like if they buff Lotus in a similar way to how they had her in the co-op boss, I think that could be fun. Yeah, I'm excited for that dragon co-op. I'm really annoyed that it's not a permanent stage. I heard it's really clunky, but I'm like, yeah, of course it was a beta. I hope they bring it in like refined and polished and it's really fun. I genuinely, between Bianca and like Lotus, it just looks so fun to play as both of them. But who knows? It's all speculative. You can't ever say for sure that they will or won't do something. That's just what I think based on what I know of what they're doing at this current moment. Waiting for the new background. Oh yeah, everyone, don't forget, if you're sick of this background, you need to log in during the next patch. I think it's like the 14th of the 16th or something like that of this month. And there's a 3-day login. On the third and final day, you'll get the new backdrop. So don't miss it if you missed the other one. Because, geez, how long ago was that? It was like a year ago for the first anniversary. So, if you missed this one, God knows when the next one is. Oh, actually, unless you get Bianca's whale skin, her new physical whale skin, there is a backdrop that comes with that, I believe. So, but then that's whale. It's not free. Does the new one react to battery life? I don't know. I don't have it yet. Also, I play on computer most of the time, so... And if I'm on my phone, chances are my battery's not low if I'm playing.